this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We're coming to you live from our SlyMedia studios here in the capital of Zimbabwe. Thanking you for tuning in and also taking this time to apologize to you for not being able to broadcast last week, but be rest assured, we will have Madzibaba Zakaria here in the studio next week. Be sure to tune in. We would also like to thank you for helping us reach our 300,000 mark. Ish, my tabasa, guys. But would also hope that you guys monotibatira kuchika 500,000 by June. So keep posting, keep sharing, and make sure you follow our page so that all our notifications will ping on your phone as soon as we post something or we go live. We are here on the set with our guest, Prosper Ngomashi, well known as the Comic Pastor. This program comes to you every Thursday at 9 a.m. here on SlyMedia TV. So be sure to tune in and hear our inspirational stories that are shared by the celebrities, to hear their journey and for them to inspire young people. My name is Wadzanai. We are joined by Prosper Ngomashi, well known as the Comic Pastor, a household name in the comedy industry. Mfundis, Msajairire. So welcome, Comic Pastor.
How are you, Wadzanai?
I'm very well, thank you. We welcome you to the show.
I heard you're single. They are praying for you.
Those
that are watching at home, please, educated.
We receive.
Receive, yeah.
Yes, without taking much time, let us hear. Tell us about your journey getting into the comedy industry. How was your journey?
I did not get in. I was already in.
Hey.
So it's from birth. It's something that I started doing comedy when I was 8 months pregnant. Oh yeah, no, that's what everyone says. Okay, but I believe I started doing comedy when I was young. When I was very young, it's in what you say, it's in what you do that makes people say he's a comedian. But then you go through a lot of things. You have to go through school, and then after school you go through life, and after life you go through things. But I tell you what, from my primary days I've been into acting and other things. So it's not a new thing. It's not that I picked it up after and Ashaya Bass and broke. No, it has been in me. Yeah. So I'll tell you, primary 97, I was very famous for being a comedian. Okay. Yes. No, I was very short, so also height contributes to work, like short people like you. Not short people, but if you're short, chances of you being funny are high. Very high.
No, we're grateful for that. But joining in the industry, I'm not going to go to Bus Stop TV. So where were you before that?
So I was doing my own thing as the comic pastor. I started 2013. Okay. I remember the first thing that I filmed. It might not be the first, but I remember I used to just like filming. Remember when phones started to have cameras, the 2 megapixels. Would just film. Me and my friend called Bolly Best. He's my neighbor and my friend as well. So we'd just film things. I remember when Mandela died, I did a skit where I was saying Mandela was Zimbabwean, giving people a fake history about Mandela leaving Zimbabwe, going to South Africa, and how even it's not saying the death as it happened in SA. We thought he was murdered in Hillbrow, whatever. So it's one of those things that I used to do, and I used to do it for fun. I remember the other thing that we were shooting. I was a hip-hop artist who was looking for help. At the same time, he was chewing his gum and not even showing people respect. Okay. So it's one of those. So I started doing my own thing before I even went to Bus Stop. So I only joined Bus Stop when Bootis and Keda left Bus Stop. So they wanted an extra. So I went there and I started working with Maggie and Konyet.
All right.
Yes.
And Kumuruku Bus Stop, we know that things don't always just flow naturally. Yes. There's some hiccups. Is there a time that you had a bad performance? You could even mabba, you're just there like, baba.
So Bus Stop were general skits. There was nothing much to perform. Performance is stand-up comedy.
Okay.
Stand-up comedy, I've done stand-up comedy so many times, and stand-up comedy is something that you prepare.
Okay.
So your jokes are written and recited. So when I was doing stand-up comedy, I remember one show, we did it at Newlands. That one I flopped. People didn't laugh. People were just looking at me like, what is he saying? That's the only show I remember, but all of my shows have been good.
And how did you get past that?
No, it happens. You look for something to blame. It's like soccer. It's like soccer. When you lose, no, the audience. I always blame the audience. They're not my audience. So there's always a time when you must know your audience and say, this is my audience, this is not my audience. So I blame the audience and I know these guys are not. Yeah, they don't even understand these jokes.
And then starting,
yes.
Toti, did you look up to someone within the comedy? Anyone? Is it all you were just?
Because we had a television, like way back, 91, that's when we had our first black and white television at home. There are people like Mtiro fans. The people like, I know Mukadota was funny, but for me, Mtiro fans was natural. And I loved Mtiro fans. Beside the fact that his dialect, the Samaniga dialect, the language, made him much more funnier. I always thought he was better. He would speak things that are weird. I remember one day he was telling my William that he had a dream where he dreamt of an 8 and he thought he was going to win Mahachi. He was just funny.
Yeah.
But Safirio was good. He was a good actor, and also he was an impromptu someone. He would just do it on set. But at the same time, I was so inclined to Mtiro Fanza more than Safirio. So I loved Safirio, I loved Mtiro Fanza. Then Gringo came, then Paraffin. I think Paraffin was the cut above the rest.
Yeah, all right. No, thank you for that. And given working with people, different artists, different comedians,
yes. Ndinehasha singaiti zvoti mukatondibowa ipapa totobva tatoburana ndizvo munhu anondijairira.
Amudubuda panze munoitira ipapa.
Ndinongobva ndakudza straight kawan. No, I'm a cool person. I'm a cool-headed person. I've worked with people difficult, somewhere easy, somewhere. I follow the wave. I just say, okay, if you want to go this way, let's just go that way. It's not easy being a comedian. To your friends, people in the industry, you just have to sometimes be humble and say, okay, it's a calling, let me just do it.
All right. No, that's good to hear as well, because we have someone that you've worked with who has a few words that they would like to share and their experience with you. So we are going to get into the inset.
Andina moment andinoregreta kushanda naProsper, ndinotoregreta kusashanda naye kuti kodwe dai tanga tiri kutongoshanda tese zvinhu zvichingoendeka maitiro azvaiitika kudhara. Yes, as Bastop TV tiri kupusha, iwo as Comic Pastor and Associates vari kupusha, but munozoti vanhu mamajairana, as I said kuti taingotanga kutoita skiti kutoita ngemari yese, ende tegona kuti takatogara tichitaura nyaya totonzi ayo ngatikaite kaskiti akantobuda totorova chinhu chototenderera chotoita chihiti. So handingati ndine any moment andoregreta kushanda naye. Prosper chimunhu chiri bvo munhu anonakidza, munhu wekuti okay, there is a time yekuti kune vamwe vanhu vekuti kana tiri pabasa unonzi ngatite serious kuti tidai zvinhu zvifambe. No, Prosper asi munhu akadaro. Munotoita basa muchitoseka zvezvekuti munotozoti wotapedza. Like my days andaishanda naProsper, shuti tainonokerwa nekushuta zvezvekuti taitoziva kuti takanzi shuti wainzwa kufara zvezvekuti yes takuenda kubasa, because it was majokes after majokes tichishuta, majokes after tashuta, before tashuta, throughout angangori majokes ekuti tainakidzwa ende basa richitorohwa kwete kuti taingofara zvisina kuru, basa raitorohwa tichitorohwa majokes kudaro. And dzine hasha, but ya dzidi hazo kuzvirakidza but wega uchitoshanda unotoona kuti wei yandakuenda nayo I think ndakuprovoka munhu so rega ndidzoke kudai so ndakambomuprovoka ka1 takaenda kuevent yenet1 so pane zvakaitika ikoko fa nditsiura ndakadati haiwe chichichichi so yainditsiura kuti panapa pane vanhu vakawanda vanhu vanorespecteka isusu manje nechimufakose tasatanyatsoziva kuti tasatanyatsoziva kuti kana wapa vanhu you have to behave mene ndakadenzera kuti chiko dzakadhiniwa dzatoti handichauya kushuti so makuseni acho I had to ndakambotira kumunyengerera pafoni vandazotorana namagi ndakati magi andeiva taenda kubasa kwake kumasasa uko kunomunyengerera tiri pabasa but takatosvika mudhi yakatochinja achitonakirwa zvese zvitofamba bho
tazvinzwira kubva kuna gonyeti. Do you remember the day?
Yes, I do. I remember. She did not say the truth. Okay, she couldn't tell you what she had done. It's something that you don't want to know about any other artist in life. You get overexcited. When you're growing as a brand, you get overexcited. You go to places where you've never been before, and you get overexcited, and you forget that, no, we are brand.
Yeah, all right.
Being on wherever we can be who we want anyway, but you have to also maintain the brand so that when you go away, people will respect you. Chinoita kuti mfundisi akayakumba kwenyu murambe mchimuremekedza. It's the way anodya. It's the way anobata maplate nekugadzika kwaanoita cup. Mukaona kuti zvadzinenge munhu hadzo, you won't respect that person. So it was that thing, and then I said no, we cannot do that. It's not something that I was told and trained. It's something that you know by just growing as a person. When we go here, we behave there. But tell you what, she's also an amazing person. Working with her was amazing. You never, in Zimbabwe, you hardly get these messages unless if I was dead. If I was dead, then people would be saying this, and I'm so touched.
Yeah, we're grateful for that. And we are happy to have you here and to hear even my testimonials whilst you're still here, giving you your flowers. Muchirumpenyu, I think that's one thing that should be...
We should learn as a nation to say, I've worked with this one, she's amazing. I tell you, we're working with Sama, the rest of the Basel team, it was just fun and amazing. And I don't think everywhere we go, we don't ask, people always ask us, where is my because they always knew us as a team. But growth makes you sometimes go separate ways.
Yes. So Zanzina, comic pastor, you are a brand, not just when you're employed in a company, but Iwe Zitarako, it's also a brand. So be sure to keep your name in check and keep your brand clean. We are coming to you live from our SlyMedia studios in Harare. Thanking you for tuning in, reminding you to share the post. Make sure you like. My likes to Garashtaura, my likes ngawa, and msanyime my likes, and msanyime my follows as well. That way, you can get our notifications whenever we post something on the page. To those that are just joining us, we are joined on the set by Prosper Ngomashi, the comic pastor, the comedian, household name within the set. So we would like to thank him and thank you for joining. Remember, keep sharing. So we would like to talk about the industry itself. How has been your experience in the industry? It was 8 months, but how has been the industry?
Okay, the 8 months here and then okay. So it's unfortunate. There's a lot happening in arts in Zimbabwe. There's so many things happening which I cannot say are good or bad, but tell you what, they affect or they make the industry hard for someone new, for someone coming in, someone trying out. Because number one, when people become brands, when we become big, when we have made names, we forget that we were not names before, and we forget the rest of the other people down there. We just become self-centered. So we are not building, because what happens is grassroots level is incorporating, supporting and helping others. There's nothing wrong if a good comedian does something on the internet and I share the thing. Because before I was known, someone shared my things. So we become so jealousy and stingy of our followers, thinking if I share, if I raise someone, then all my followers will go there. You don't have. Most people say my followers. They are not yours. They are all people in their offices.
Yeah.
They choose what to watch at any time.
Yeah.
These people don't belong to Comic Pastor. They belong to everyone. Everywhere they've put a like and a subscription.
Yeah.
So sometimes we are afraid if I share who I don't know, maybe Mbia Pearson's skit, now people will move to Mbia Pearson. No. It's a country. We imagine South Africa, someone saying now my piano cannot overtake Brenda Fassie. It's not like that.
Yeah,
so we should always be there to support one another. But unfortunately, when someone is growing one time, okay, guys, we are only 14 million, maybe the last census would say 15. 15 million and 20 million, maybe 10 million are in Zaraban and Uzumba and whatnot. The ones that are on the internet, are 4 million. So the people on the internet they are for everyone to share.
Yeah.
Yes. So you find people saying, Comic Pastor, Comic Pastor, as this is Jamakundano, we all have got a day.
Yeah.
Yes.
We all have our time in the sun.
Yes.
And you mentioned that in the community, there's so much that is happening. What have you done within the community, Jamungati, given what I've seen in the arts industry that is now affecting the community? I've done this, this, and this to assist.
If you look at the Comic Pastor and Associates, it's comedians coming together, comedians going back to where they came from.
Yeah.
So you look at the people that I work with. Normally it's Nigel, Patricia Gamu, and maybe Blessing Chuoto, our director. Because Comic Pastor today, ndinogona kuita chipande, ndinogona kumuka nasi page rangu ndakarivhara. That should not stop the rest of my team from living on social media. So as the Comic Pastor, people that I've worked with from other places where people work, they don't allow people to grow freely. They want them to be under one brand, which in a day, if a brand falls, then that means there's the fall for everyone. So with me, if you're working with the Comic Pastor and Associate, you are so free to run your own things. You are so free to create your own YouTube channel, your own Facebook page, your own following, so that if the Comic Pastor dies today, you don't become, I don't want to mention names, but you don't become someone who depended on yes. You want to be someone who say, okay, even if we're carrying the legacy, even if we're doing whatever we're doing it now on my page, because I will die with my passwords. Maybe my wife only knows my passwords, but who would want to run their content on the Comic Pastor and Associates page? No one. So you see that we in Associates, we want to push everyone to have a good following, to have a brand. We don't want the brand to be in one place. Do not put your eggs in one basket. But the Bible not cast your bread upon the waters.
Yes.
Why? Because when you cast it upon the waters, it's no spread.
No spread.
Saka munakaona nijo separately. Anofara chimu refer back nijo weko comic. Hazina chandaluza papo. My name still goes on. Patricia weko comic. Hazina chandaluza, but arikuone kwa ariku TV kumbakwa. So that's what we want the world to know. That you see, when you are an associate to the Comic Pastor, you are not in prison. No. Let everyone be. Let them be happy as content creators.
Yes, be an individual.
Yes.
Within. Yes, that's good. And within the industry, Tingangoti, what are the things that you had to learn on your own? Jamuno Fungakuti, in any upcoming or any upcoming comedian should know. Okay,
it's building your own brand. No one told me to create a YouTube channel. No one told me to create a Facebook page. No one told me to go for a photo shoot. Why? People are stingy with information. People don't want others to boom. So So even monetizing my YouTube channel, it was like a secret. Every person who comes to me and say, comic, how do I monetize? You know, and that's 1, 2, 3. You do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. Monetize your channel. Make money out of YouTube.
Oh, thank you. Monetize. Shandisa tarenda rako kuita mari. Don't just sit on the bag. Make bag. However, we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the comic pastor.
With 2023 beckoning and the election frenzy in the country becoming more stronger each day, politicians are increasingly becoming visible, making more and more promises.
Primary education from grade 1 to grade 7 must be provided completely free.
Every village, in 3 years, there will be a ball in a solar.
Patinongopinda tunhu chokutanga kukudzorerai pamakasiyiwa navamugabe. Toda kudzorera maticha kwavaiva kwokuti ticha aizikanwa semunhu aitenga zikoti zheadmaster nenyaya yokuti anga ane udzamu nejikiniki.
But are these promises going to be fulfilled? The electorate is pondering on who to vote for in the council, parliamentary, and even presidential election. We bring you the candidate, where we interrogate their plans, their manifestos, their programs, to make sure that we give you information to make a choice on who to vote for. The candidate on SlyMedia TV every Wednesday from 6 p.m.
Welcome back. We are here on The Set, a show that comes to you every Thursday at 9 a.m. We view and talk to celebrities, and they share their opinions, their views, and their inspirational journeys to inspire young people within communities. Today we are joined by Prosper Ngomashi, the comic pastor. Comic pastor. Where did that come from?
The comic pastor came from God himself. It's a God-given name.
Okay, God-given is in Dorota Bethere.
God God is spiritual. No, it's a name that I just chose. I was performing one day and I chose to use the comic pastor as the stage name when I was doing stand-up comedy. So then after stand-up comedy, I just thought, let it be the brand name.
Let it be the brand name. And we see that the name Raita Kutungira Ramanya Ninika, Comic Awards.
Yes.
Where did that idea come from?
It came in 2016, that's all I remember. 2016 January. A lot of things happened in that month. That's when Olinda did a live. That's when Bev had an issue with Andy Murizo. That's when. So it's something that I just thought, in my mind, I thought it would die. I had no faith in it. I thought it would die, but I just said, let me give a try to say who is our Mambara of the month, who is our Chakato of the month, male celebs. So it started, I just wrote, I remember I was still at work, I wrote the names of the people that I wanted to give awards. When then I could just find what to narrate on what happened on the issue. So I narrated it and I posted it. I used to post things on my, it's one thing that I always teach people. I used to post on my timeline, Prosper Ngomashi, not on the page. So I posted it, but it was received, well received. Then second month, February, I did it again, well received. I remember that my first advertiser came in the second month. So that's when I said, no, I can have this thing bigger and better. But the background, the whatever and other things, it was all through support from friends and other people.
No, right. No, that is good to hear, because usually certain ideas just die with the person. No one ever tries.
It has lived from 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, now in 2022. It's 5 years.
5 years.
We've only skipped 1 month, which was an election month. That was, I think, 2018 or so. We did what we call the Harmonized Comic Awards. Yes, where we just combined things that happened in the other month and the election month.
All right.
Yes.
And then I remember, I think the first video that I watched was Yesham.
But it was not the first from me.
Yes, it wasn't the first for you,
Yes.
but it was the first where Tineshamu Zaticha Pavano. Where do you get inspiration for your posts?
Inspiration comes from all angles, from left, right, center. Yeah, it's things that we talk every day. It's things that we discuss as friends. It's things that we just hear while it's in a combi going home, and then you can say, but this can be an idea. So I was still at work by then when you saw that video as well. I was working in a fabric shop. Those bamboo sticks were used to roll fabrics on. It was the first time we seeing them because normally people would just put a paper cone and then they would roll fabric on it. Yeah. But it was our first time seeing the bamboo cones. And we thought we could sell them because we were selling fabric. So we said we could sell them and then converted. We could sell them on TV, we could sell them in comedy, we could sell them, we sold them.
Yes. No, that's inspirational to hear that many ideas just come to us
while you're sleeping.
Whilst you're sleeping.
Yes.
And you spoke about monetizing.
Yes.
Monetizing. I think maybe speak to the young people about how they can use their talents apart from the YouTube, the what else do you have to tell young people about monetizing their talents?
So you don't monetize YouTube only, you monetize yourself. I wouldn't come here if you had not paid for this interview. Okay, you will pay after. But what I'm saying is when you become a celebrity, when you become a famous person, when you become a brand, you lose a lot of time getting into office after office, taking selfies, and people just posting you on Facebook. They will call it a meeting. They will call a business meeting. They will say, we want to make you our brand ambassador. And can you come to our office? You can even go to Guero. And then people say, we'll call you back. Then they call someone else and you see someone being their brand ambassador when you have used your fuel, your dry clean suits, and so many things. So you start by valuing yourself and telling people the honest truth. I cannot come to your office for a meeting. If you want a meeting with me, come to my office. So people will start to value you and respect you. It's also the way you carry yourself. If you carry yourself just like a ghetto youth, you dine at $20, $30, it will not balance. You can calculate ndarara muhotera ndikabhadhara $500 ndikadya chikafu che300 ndikapiwa 600 yeperformance hazvitali. So it's the value that you put on yourself, and then people will start valuing you as well. It's better to be not seen anywhere. Winky D is a good example of brand. You don't see in Inango, I must be in town, I must meet people, I must get ideas from what people are doing every day. But for an artist like Winky D, you won't be seeing him in army elevator. Why? Because then I got a show at $20. You start $20. But for comedians, it's good because interaction brings creativity.
All right.
But for musicians, you don't need. For other brands, for anyone. But ukaramba uchingozviti everywhere. Okay, sorry. But there are some places you must not go.
All right. I think this is not the first time that you've spoken about monetizing or commercializing.
Money is important. Ask anyone I've worked with. Don't do a skit and then the company tells you, even the government. I tell the government, you pay first, it's a service.
It's a service, you pay first. So with that, let us hear from another person that you've worked with who says you emphasize monetizing because guys, let's make money with our talents.
With Comic Pastor, when it comes to the area of being able to merge art and commerce, because there have been a lot of artists who have not been able to monetize what they're doing, and people die poor, people die broken, people laugh at celebrities and they mock people who were once very popular because their fame did not amount to anything substantial or material. But I think he has had a very unique and smart and creative way of maintaining his comic flair, but also being able to engage, let's say, corporates and bring value to them and being able to make money out of that. And because of how he has done that, there are a lot of other people, myself included, because I remember that before I met the Comic Pastor, I think I had only done maybe 1 or 2 ads. And then when I met him, I actually learned the skill and mastered the art. Oh, okay, so this is how you do your brand placement. This is how you can talk about a product and not be boring. This is how you can provide value for both your audience and the sponsor. Yes, I have regrets. Maybe this is what is going to surprise him, this part only. But anyway, my only regret is that I didn't meet him earlier. That's my only regret,
Okay.
not meeting him earlier. I believe if I had met him earlier, I would also even personally in my own journey as a creative, as a brand, I would have grown. But I also believe, in God's way of doing things. Maybe I think at the moment I met him, it was the right time. Maybe I was ready to be in a space to work with him. So in all honesty, I don't have any regrets. But he's a very, I think the most playful adult I've ever come across. He's a very playful human being, which I believe is one of his key strengths. So yeah, it has always taken me by surprise, up to a point where I've accepted it, up to a point where it has sort of rubbed off on me as well. I think that's how we get our juices flowing, our creative energy to really get going. So yeah, he's a very playful guy.
That was Nijo, part of Comic Pastor and Associates.
Now my young brother.
Yeah, a part.
He's my young brother.
How has it been working with him?
It has been a journey. We started working together when I believe 2018 probably. I don't remember dates. I'm very short memory. But I'm never memory card. I met him. He says he came to my office and then we discussed a few things and then he came back again. Na mama Fortune, wachida kuita mchato wa mama Fortune. Then a lot of things happened. I don't even remember. We met at the airport on a charity function. So many things happened. But then I looked for him sometimes. I said, Nijo, I want to do something. Can you come? He came. We did it. It did not even make sense. And we're not much worried. Then we got a commercial for a bank, and then I called him again. The commercial was boom. And then we started working with him. It's been fun. He's one of the playful adults that I know. We all play. There's no need to be serious. We are all going to die one day. So even if we are serious, one day die. So this is our time. We're living it, and we need to be happy.
As he has said, this is our time. We are all dying soon, so make sure.
It might be 20 years from now, but to me it's soon.
It's very soon.
Remember when you were 20. Remember when you were...
Time moves fast. Yes, but please continue sharing the page, continue sharing the post. My likes, ngarambe achiuya, as we hear our story from the comic pastor, his God-given name, not rava ravakangozvitsvagira, rakapiwa naMwari, muzodziwa.
Yeah, andina mapepa ofundisi, but vamwe ndotogona kunamatira senge uyo ari pakamera, namatira akawonda izvezvi.
All right. Or working with young people in the industry, I'm sure you've worked with many.
Nah, they are all young.
And upcoming.
I'm old.
How old?
You're the chamber. Okay. So these young kids, they're fun to work with. It's unfortunate you cannot work with people your age. It's either that they are very too serious about life, or they are just thinking about so many things. You see, when you work with a married person, and I go, but these young people, not gonna phone them because comic. So it's fun. It also makes me young. I could have grown up. I could have just said, ndakura manje, nja comedy, but because I work with young people every day, I feel young. I feel 25. I feel I'm very young. So it helps you as an adult. You don't feel the pressure. And unoramba ungorwo energy aiperi.
Yes. And what innovation have they brought to you so far, like in your content creation, apart from like what we've heard?
So like Nijo is the one who told me about the algorithm to Facebook.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, like ndopana unoita zvekuverenga utaza Facebook inobva pechenda. So he said, but why mukuru muchiposta kutimeline? Ndokune vanhu vangu. No, try posting on your page. And my page was just stagnant there. I would rather post on my timeline than share to my page. Then he came up and said, no, page rinofamba faster. And I said, wrong. So I could have been maybe 1 million subscribers, but because I thought, page anabasa. But all I now cared about was my YouTube, because YouTube yanga with Samari. Then also trying to monetize Facebook, but my Facebook has refused. So monetizing Facebook, he has managed, but I think he's doing well. But mine yakaramba because of addresses and a lot of things. But it's not like you're working with people who don't know anything. They've got their own skills, they've got their own gifts. Tell you what, if I move around town without Nigel, they don't get more. Which makes us all a better brand. Saka, tomorrow if someone wants to, I know what to do comic na Nigel.
Exactly. And given the content, it's young, and like you said, you are above age, yekunzi young. But given the content that you get, have you ever received any backlash from the content Yamunengema post?
YouTube, Facebook is a place where people have got mixed feelings. People today will be supporting A over B. So maybe you say something bad about A, and then they'll just say, no, I thought I was in the series. But in the end, people all have their eyes open.
And from your experience, I'm sure you've worked with media, just like right now. Where do you think media is lacking when it comes to bringing up my upcoming artists or prospective artists within the art industry? Where do you think they need to put their focus on so as to grow the young?
It's very difficult because media is money. Everyone, kana wawa iri kurohwa iri pasi pelogo, masponsor ayo awande se Dimbari na Islanders. You get what I'm saying? So media inogona kuda kuedza kuta bring vanhu, but vanhu vazhinji vanoda chitima chiri kutoita se chiri kufamba. Kana chakamira, it's very difficult. I tell you, there's so many gifted young people out there, but now media, for us to bath, eat, have our coffee and polony and bacon and whatnot, surely our wives and children will be screaming at us with camera. So I believe it's young people who should be organized. If you are young and you know you are there, tell us kuti musowe mande takagadzira 9 masets emaskits atoda kushutwa. Chiwe mutishute 1 day, toshuta, toedita, toposta. Manje problem ndeto afana tokasvika uchitungiza wako vanenge vachimbotenderera havana chakarongeka chiri panzvimbo. I've worked with musicians, I've worked with so many people. They are not organized. Saka media inongozoti makamera edu hatingamboabudisa anonaiwa. So kamera ikanaiwa yafa. So would rather have people who are organized. We are a group of young chakati. We have our 6-episode series. Dakubuda tibatsirewo nemakamera. Ngatiishute in 2 days kuti tito zvimwe zvinonza mari.
Yeah. As you've heard, young people, be organized and make sure kuti amuskuita zvinhu zviziri kutinyadzisa kunze.
Tasvika kuwife kuya muna changa chidata amai abuda aenda kupi yakaudzwa kuti mande tiri kuya on set. That's how it is.
Yes, be organized. As young people, I think that is a key message for us, especially when we want to get into the industry. So we'll take this time to read the comments that you have given to us. From Rod Chids. I remember his first video, achimiswa nemapurisa akadarika achiti imachika iyi muchaiziva.
I remember that one.
Wonderful MJ Biza ati my guy.
What's up, wonderful?
Then we have Tendai Tindo Gwara saying morning.
Tindo, what's up?
And all the greetings from Atrish Tinotenda Manguo. For those that have more messages that they want to send to the comic pastor here on the set, be sure to comment on our page. We are joined by the slick pastor Paya.
Do I look slick?
By the comic pastor, Tabauna Nijo. So now I'm from a young person.
Oh yeah, this is.
I remember one of the sets that you did, not a set as such, but one of the videos, Yema shut-ups. Sarah, with that being said, we want to send a few shut-ups to Geoffrey King Ngube.
Yes. Mashava Kura Simbarashe, Sharon Mumba, shout out to you. Josephine Mangube Wekwama Chiriza, shout out to you. Mai N. Remy, shout out to you. Sipas Mawaza, shout out. Persuade Gora, shut up. Trisha Tinotenda Mango has always been with us. Priscilla Zaranyika, shut up, Progi Kanyama, Talent Mukutama, Felice Banda, shut up guys, shut up Kelvin, John Taylor, Simbarashi, Atavatu, a New Hope, Stole, shut up, Cheda Madzima, shut up, and I was told Wanda guys. Plenty of stories.
Vagawanda. And we'll read some of the comments that are coming from your page. Pana Mashimaro, who's saying, yeah, comic pastor, the young generation must be organized for sure. And then we have Sifas Mejanyoni, who's saying, Rugare Ngaruvenemi.
Beautiful.
Ashley Wasara, sending love to the comic pastor.
Beautiful.
And then Walter Luni Wandira. Arukuti high comic na Ata is also saying comic pastor.
Beautiful.
All right. Now we take it back. Let us mellow it down a bit and talk about family. Tell us about your family.
I have a big family. Me and my wife.
You and your wife?
Yes, that's the biggest family you can ever have. That's me. Okay, so we have our one son, Tadio. It's not a problem because Chano got a FIFA. Chete, ukangonza muno wanotamba na FIFA.
Zvatofarada.
And the TV.
Mangamuripo here pakazvarwa Tadio.
Yes.
Can you share that experience with us?
Uye kuzvarwa
Ku
hospital.
Kote kupinda muroom kana muchipatara.
Unorumwa. So that's my wife and my family, the one now. But I'm born from a big family. I have 7 siblings. My older brother is a police officer, and my young brother is an HR officer. I'm a combat officer.
My officer.
my blood sister, Anon Sira, she's a pastor. She's a real pastor in SA. And my other sister is in Guruve, my other sister is in Dande, my other sister is a teacher. So kandenzo anchiwanzira ma teacher ndechitowanzira one hanzvadzema.
Saka vanhu ngavasabate personal.
Ngavasapinde personal. I've got a family full of civil servants. So when you hear me talk about their salary,
it's from experience.
Yeah, I know what they earn.
And when pamunoungana, given kuti you're a comedian, munototorwa serious samukoma here kana
murindiri nende serious. Ndongoita mafanizga ndiri pa TV. Ndapanze ndendori serious.
Achitonzi mukoma vataura.
I've been that person. People don't like to take me serious, but they will one day.
They will.
Yes.
Zvinenge zvaita sei kuti vakutore serious?
But I've been that person. I've been that person.
Is there something, Chamungati, you managed to do through being comic pastor for your family that you couldn't do before?
A lot. I take care of my parents, everything through comedy. So when someone complains with my adverts, my comic awards, it's not only for me, it's for my family, it's for the guys that I work with. I have a team. Imagine I work with a team, maybe probably 4 or 5, and you just do a show for fun, to entertain people, for fun. People who just go to their homes and eat bacon. I like bacon. So you hear me refer to it much. It's not possible. So you see, we do, and I mainly focus on commercial adverts. Why? Because it's money as well. I did free skits before. Watch those, enjoy those. Let's make money somewhere. I don't go to work. Kanandafa, then they will say, so people will always be divided over what you do, but do what you have to do.
Do what you have to do. And maramba zvekuenda kuchipatara. Inini I'm quite a ndiri munhu anoda zvemaromantic
uri single?
Ndiri single, asi kana ndozviri kundirambisa kane vanhu nekuti tinoda maromantic. Can you tell us how you met your wife?
We met in church, and that's 2011. Only got married in 2016.
Okay.
We met there, we started communicating. She was working in Zambia by then. I was working here, and she would communicate on Facebook and all other platforms. Talking to her. And see, plus also I had an 8 to 5 job. When you have an 8 to 5 job, but when I became a comedian, then I have
Pamakaita comedian.
yeah, as you went up as I'm sorry.
Saka muri kuti vanhu varige ma 8 to 5
If they want.
If they want, if they want to do.
Vasiya basa unotanga kuona kuti life yako inochinja. Ganda chaire.
Rinochinja. Rinotanga kupenyera.
Basa korwadza kanga. Muziye guys. Umuka uchigeza boss wako achikufonera uri kupi? But anyway.
Yeah.
People have got different callings. Please go to work.
And then murikuona nyaya dziri kunetsa dzemujolo idzi dzemujolo. What do you have to say to this generation? Not just our generation, because tiri kutonzwa kuti mablesa acho mageneration yenyaya. So what do you have? Asi serious?
Aiwa, blesa mnane 56, 60.
Mukuto profile ka.
Oh, sorry. Munane range. Blesa rinofamba newishi. Aiwa, kuda blesa rada. So our love has always been there. These issues that they are dealing with, there's nothing new under the sun.
True.
So hakuna zvitsva. Ana mudhara vedu vaingobatirwa tsamba. I wonder kuti chinokupa kutakura tsamba yanyorwa negirlfriend kumba. So it's not a new thing. It's not a new thing.
Saka wasiya kuma 8 to 5.
Okay. Waireceiva kubasa. Tauchaipetera kuisa mbachi tuturu nayo.
Takuverenga kumba.
Mepo. Inonzi mepo yemujolo. It has not been here today. It has been way back. Nekufona magirlfriend anofona ona 7 munhu akumba. Kumira kufonera kubasa. So it has always been like that. Hakuna chitsva pasipezwa. This mujolo that you're seeing today has been there in the days of Pharaoh.
Saka chichazochinja manje. Chichakuti chipararire kudai.
No. It has been there. Ana mhomzi edu aipinda mutown kunotsvaga girlfriend vachibata mukefi. Auyozi harare. Okwerera kupira. Iwe vanhu votorwana mutown ndonzi amai acho vakaenda kunomutsvaga mukefi votsvaga adresi yake kumfakosuku vomutera ikoko futi. So it's not new.
It's not new.
Zvaiti zvikaitika apa kuzoitawo mumwe mudhara anojamba jurawo kungoti 4 mayadzi woenda paseri apo danana nemukadzi. It has been always there. Madhara achataurwa vanhu vane ma38 years.
Matitisu vachinoti tisu.
Achiti murume mukuru munoita zvinhu zvinonyadzisa achitaurwa munhu ane 38 years. I don't want to grow guys. 38 years wakonzi murume mukuru. Ayo.
It's not promoted.
Murume mukuru when I'm 60 maybe.
60. Ndoba bakunopinda imomo. Bakunopinda muchileague chacho chehurume uko.
Kuti munhu but manje surprisingly it was this generation. Tutara vanhu vari makore 9. Andiri because I'm a father. Otonzi baba wako wabatwa uko. Funny and weird.
It's quite weird because a lot of things have been happening.
But chazongozi fuela is social media. Social media has got so many things. It makes it come closer. You have your phone, you have your whatever. You might try and put a password, but still, matured. Yeah, kwakutumirika mapicture. Manje magirlfriend aisa picture mukati metsamba. Otumira. Iyo ndakatoibata namomza ndakaibata picture yake akapfeka rimwe ziviscose so. It was then attachment yatoiswa mukati yefoto because vanhu vaitumirana mafoto. I remember pandakarambana negirlfriend yangu kudhara when I was young. Akanditi tumira mapictures angu because ndo zvainge zviripo. Saka ndakangofamba maraini vandanocollecta mafotos evasikana vemaraini vandaisa envelope ndikati sarudza rako dzose asi rako.
No, we thank you. We thank you for joining us. Do you have any words that you would like to give to young people, to the nation, worldwide?
Let's not politicize art. That's one thing that's destroying art as well. Triple C wants the comic pastor to be their member. ZANU-PF wants me to be their member. I am an entertainer for the nation. Ndine vanhu ku Triple C vanondira, ndine vanhu ku ZANU-PF vanondifarira. So when you politicize me, when you make me your own person, then I'm losing some fans. I'm losing deals. I'm losing things. So let's not politicize art. allow us to be free. If you look at countries like South Africa, people go perform to a ANC rally. They are not labeled ANC. They are labeled entertainers. They go home, they do whatever they do. They entertain people at EFF. So we need to learn that. And remember when Barack came in, a lot of artists came and supported Barack, but they are still there in the game. Hakuna mnaweza anjatere Drake because Drake cannot support Barack. Anjatere because he's an entertainer. Let's not politicize it. Allow him, Japreza, to be. Allow Winky to be. Allow Mighty T and Madam Boss to be. But Mukawati Vavenue, then people get angry. We are a small nation.
Do not politicize
Art.
That is the word, that is the takeaway that we have gotten from the comic pastor. Thank you very much for joining us on the show and sharing your insights and views and for making us laugh on the set. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you again next week when we host Madzibaba Nicholas Zakaria, the senior lecturer. Share, post, and make sure my likes ngawande. Take care.